Hey, and welcome to Creative Corner with your host, Pierre Chester. And today's topic is, can one live off art? When you think about living off art, you probably think about the guy, he have his crafts on the side of the road selling it, hoping to get $1 or five and making a profit. That's one way of doing it. But there are other ways that one can live off art. And there are other ways one can sell and create art. If you look around the world, you'll find various art auctions going on where people do sell their art for sometimes millions of dollars, depending on how precious or how valued the art is. For you to live off of art, you have to make art that is valuable, creating value. Are you creating value with your art? How can your art help somebody? Or how can your art be of service to somebody? When you think about art, don't just think about creating art and then hoping somebody buys it. You have to find a buyer. If you know somebody is going to buy your art, then by all means, make your art. But if nobody is going to buy your art, then why make it? Creating value is something that can be done very easily. First, what problem is your art going to solve? What problem is your art going to solve? And if you can answer that question, then it'll be very easy for you to sell your art. What difference can your art make in anybody's life, in one person's life or a group of people's lives? If you're a person who likes to make art for fun, then you may not want to sell your art, or you may not want to basically make a profit off of it. But if you're hoping to do this long term and do it as a career, then one, you have to look at your art differently. Do not look at it from a creative standpoint, but look at it from a layman, normal person, everyday person. Look at it from that perspective and see how valuable is your art. If you can look at your art in an objective way and say, this is great, I want to see this on my wall, or I want to hear this on my radio, or I want to see this on my TV, then it's up to you to find somebody who sees that same thing and sell it to them. Maybe another company or group of people. If you're a talented artist and you want to make a career off of your art, you have to create a balance in art. Basically, you have to look at it from a business standpoint and you have to look at it from a creative standpoint. Is your art that valuable, or can you create a lot of art in order to gain a stable income from it? Now, the thing about it is, art is not basically a profession and many parents would encourage or push their children into, because it is not known as easy. It is not a popular career like a lawyer or doctor or judge or policeman, but it's something that you have to look for it. You have to look for opportunities. And once you can look for opportunities and find those opportunities, you will be able to create art and make money from it. because it's not that popular, there's not much information out there as to the business of art, you know. So there you might not find, or you might not understand how to create money from art, you know, because it is not a straight line where you do X, you do Y, and you end up with Z. It's not a straight line. Like I said in my last podcast, that art is not a straight line and that it might not make sense. It's the same with trying to get money from it. It's not a straight line. You have to look and talk to people. Talk to people. Find out what are people's problems. What are people's problems? Find out how can you better their lives. Find out from them, what do they value? What type of person are they? You know, networking, I find, was one of the key things that helps anybody in business. And it should apply to artists as well, because networking is a key thing where you get to meet not only like-minded people, but people within your community who are artists, and you get to learn from them. Maybe the successful ones. You know, talk to the successful ones, successful artists in your community, and try to understand, how do they make their money? Or how their businesses run? You know? Try to understand the business of art. Whether you're making it, whether you're painting or singing or whatever your art is, find out from somebody who has been successful in creating art. Find out from them, what did they do to get to this point, you know, and develop your own blueprint as to how you can make money off of your own art. And do not shy away from learning. Do not be so hard-headed that you refuse to learn, but learn from those, may I say it, learn from those who are better than you in terms of being successful at selling their art. Because if you can do that, if you can humble yourself and learn from artists who have been successful over the years, you can learn from them. You and yourself would benefit from it. You know, so don't be afraid to find out from an artist who has been successful in their field of selling their art. Don't be afraid to learn from them, and even have them as a mentor. Learn from them and see how you can better yourself and basically sell your art. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for listening. And this is Creative Corner with your host, Pierre Chester. Go make some art.